Good morning. Let me just whip that round. Good morning. Take them off. Good morning. Tesco and Emsworth Community Scale Model Club. Let's go and have a look inside. So, quite the packed place this morning. Cars galore. Mark and Andrew on the way. In we go. Let's go and have a look at what everybody's doing. Morning, George. You all right, mate? Yeah, cool beans. And if I just stand here, look at door. Start over there. Now I've got to do it really slowly because I've not brought Trev's gimbal. I'm holding it by my hand. And it's absolutely packed. So Mark and Andrew 1, 2 on the way, me 3. Let's start up with Barry and Sean. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. That's busted, 28. Where do you want me to start? Tell you what, we might as well start with our Sean. Morning, Sean. You all right, Cocker?
How are you?
I'm all right, love. Doing a bit of vlogging. Doing a bit of trade this morning, Cock?
We've done a bit of trade.
Yeah, tidy.
Yeah, not bad at all.
And we've got our Barry. Tried it on?
Yeah.
Fitting? Beautiful?
Oh, of course.
Thank you very much. Okay. 1750, love, for you. At the tin whenever you're ready. Let's go and start with. I want to actually stop there. So we're going to start. Here we are, Dave. So Davey House is in this morning. Not brought notes. Thank you. Not brought notes to build, but I've challenged Dave this morning. We're doing a little bit of photo etch for my boat. Because Dave is photo etch man and cake.
There's no cake.
There's no cake. There is no cake here. So Dave is very kindly doing my photo etch. Not that I can't do it, but I just wanted to give Dave. Not that I can't do it. Not that I just wanted to give Dave a little bit of something to do while he was just sat eating his Pringles, drinking his Monsters. Our Clem, that's normally got a table full. What we got out on? Eh? You're not building?
No, I'm helping Lewis.
Oh, helping Lewis. So let's have a look what our young Low's doing. What's our young Low doing? What we're doing?
Japanese aircraft.
A Japanese aircraft.
Gonna put the sodding cockpit in.
All right, okay. Is it proving to be a bit tricky, mate?
Yeah, I'm gonna bin it.
I'm going to bin it in a minute.
Nah, it's alright. It's
Oh, yeah. Let's have a look. What the chuff's that? Bloody hell.
can be built with a jet hour propeller on the back.
All right, okay.
Like a, I think it was prototype aircraft.
Right. Tidy. Archev's come down this morning and he's brought his resin 3D self-printed Firefox body. And I want to come in middle actually and have a look at that. So you've 3D printed that as well. I will go into the middle and I'll get a bit of space and have a look at that. Hi, Graham from Claythorpes with Cisco Bug. Happy days. What we're building, Flower?
Still on the tank.
All right.
God knows why they're not charging.
I can't hear him, can you?
No.
No, I can't hear you, Mark.
Right. Good evening.
Now
I'll
we
turn
can
my
hear
microphone off.
Yeah,
Can you hear me, Mark?
Yes.
we can hear you
Yes. Trevor, you got me. Right. Do you know what? I've just said all that good evening. Right. No sound, Mark. Even John's put it on. Thank you very much. I've just been chatting away like some kind of chuffing madman. And then everybody's like, you can't be heard. You can't. So I did actually mute my mic. Okay. So the reason that I've invited you two guys on tonight, and I've got another very special guest on with me, sat just to my right hand side, who's just finishing his battered sausage and chips. So I'm going to leave him to do. Oh, you sound like you're underwater, you Marky Mark. Dave Taylor says, can't hear you, Mark. Got you now. Thank you very much. Talk to me, Mark. Let me hear you.
I said he likes the sausage.
Can hear you. He likes the sausage.
I do like a sausage.
He does like a sausage. That's all he's saying. He's not saying no tells. Not saying no tells. So you can see the banner going across the bottom of the screen there, Club Chat and War Movies. And the reason that I've got myself, Trev, audiophile, Mark loves a good movie, and my special guest on with me to my right-hand side is because we do like a good old war movie. Now, this is going to sort of change as the evening goes on. We are limited on time tonight. Paul is supposed to be stopping with Bill tonight, but unfortunately, I've got to take him home at 10 o'clock. What the?
It turns into a pumpkin.
I turned into a pumpkin at midnight, which obviously for those people who don't know, he lives a fair old whack away. I'm not taking him all the way. Their lasses meeting is exactly about halfway, isn't it, mate?
Yeah,
Pretty much. So I'm not going to put my camera on him yet while he's devouring chips. But as usual, I've got my book and I do like to go through a book. Let's see who we're in today. Do you know what, Trev?
Yep.
28 in today, mate.
Good number.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, register. It feels a bit weird, you know. It feels like I'm at school. Mr. Andrews, present. 7 out of 7, and I'll get back to that in a minute. Mr. Chris didn't turn. Martin Beddoe missed. Marky Bridge, 3-7. No Desert again today on 5. I'm going to miss Bob out because he's very poorly. Lewis, 7 out of 7. Never misses a beat. Here's a surprise, and it was for me, actually. Heath, 7 out of 7. Clem, 7 out of 7. Trent, you're on 4. With your dodgy knees. Same as Housey, 4 out of 7 with his poorly ankle. Bill, 6. Nice to see Ange and Mark today. 5 and 6 respectively. Gene and Andy never miss a beat. 7 out of 7. Paul Pat, 5. Martin, not seen Martin Radcliffe today. Nah, did I see him last week?
No, I want to hear Martin. Want to hear.
Either. That's very unusual for our Martin. I'll have to send him a ping. I mean, it's like, do you know what I mean? It's a club, it's voluntary, but you don't come to 2 meetings, and I'm starting to get worried.
He spoke to us on live chat a couple of weeks ago.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Graham all the way from Cleethorpes, banging them in, 5 out of 7. Sean from SGS Model Store comes once a month, and he's done January, February, March, and now he's on to April. Shara, 5 out of 7, banging them in. Barry, 5 out of 7, brilliant. Mr. Chris, 6 out of 7. Rob Smith, very concerned, 1 out of 7. And again, I'll be pinging Roberto. Dalio, 3 out of 7. No Craigie Stins today.
No.
No.
That's what happens when a man buys a caravanette. Off you go. But to be seen again, just drives off into sunset. And she's saying, club. And he goes, what club? Happy days. Mr. Stringer, 2 out of 7. DT, Dougie, 6 out of 7. Simon, 6-7. Andy Whiting, as usual. Marky Mark, 5 out of 7. Andrew Hartup makes an incredible journey. He could do with an elephant to take him across that mountain. 4 out of 7. John Chris, first free meeting. I'll chat about John in a second. And then the final one, the final bloke that we're in today. Did I shout Leanne?
No.
Do you know what? That's why when I filmed the vlog earlier on and I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 28, and in my book it only adds up to 27. And that's why. So I'm going to have to add Leanne. Now, the last chap And you know what, as well, before I move on, bonus balls. To say that the lad won 100 and how much?
120.
More than that. More than that. It was more like 153 or 156.
That's what I said,
8
120, not 20, plenty.
Bonus balls this month out of 59 numbers is only 40 gone. You know what that means? That means it's potential rollover for May. So, do you know what? I hate wearing glasses. I don't. Trev, do you have to wear glasses like for just normal visual shit?
Just for reading. Just for reading.
But if you looked at your telly now, is it blur?
Without them, no.
No, with them on.
With them on, yes. Yeah.
I can't.
Well, if it makes you feel, if it makes you all feel better,
but my screen now looks blurred, but my hand here is crystal clear. What is that long-sighted?
Yeah. Up close is reading is short-sighted. Long-sighted is a long way, obviously.
I thought it was the other way around, Trev.
No, I don't think it is.
I think you'll find it is.
Well, if it is, it is. I'm not going to dispute it.
Right, I'm not an optician. So take them off. So the last fella that I'm going to introduce, I'm just looking to see if he's ready. He's sat in recliner, Trev.
Is he?
Yeah, mate. Are you
You won't get
ready?
him out of there now.
Right, here we go. Come on. There we go.
Evening, everybody. Are we all
Hey
well?
up, Paul.
All
good
right,
evening,
Trev.
Alan.
All right, Allah.
Sound Allah.
So do you know what? It's been plaguing me this actually for a couple of days because on the one hand, I know the issues that I have with live streaming, and it's almost like if I ask Paul to go on his own phone as a separate camera, I know I'm going to get feedback,
Yep.
which is why I've had to do it like this. So Paul's actually on my phone, but the microphone is here. So you might have to shout up a bit.
You can hear me, guys, yeah?
Come here, Paul.
Yeah.
That'll be all. That's that bringing you to say that. I can see it on telly. Can see it on telly. Cool. So yeah, the reason that, in fact, no, just hang on a minute. We're not even gonna. We're gonna talk. We're gonna continue talking about the club. 2018 today, and it felt really chunky. What were your thoughts?
Fairly full, good atmosphere as usual. Plenty of lights, especially with
We'll
Lewis.
just put another table at top end at one part of group on his own, which
Oh, that
come in late, didn't he?
Mr. Chris.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When we set it up this morning, because I was determined to get that airbrush station set up so that I could go through it with Dale and Paul Patton. Obviously, I left the table set up to everybody else. So I says to DT, what do you think? And he went, oh, I think it's going to be quiet. And I said, it ain't going to be quiet. It's going to be busy. It's going to be busy. So he didn't drop enough tables down, which is why Mr. Chris ended up down at the bottom. Shaw did really well today on selling a few knickknacks, and I didn't. Who did I manage to catch? I managed to catch Clem using the Sean VeriPay on three pay over 3 installments. Do you know what he's bought?
Go on.
Do you know what he's bought? Clem,
What a bank.
he's bought. Can you remember that helicopter he did without the belly?
Yeah, yeah.
He's bought one of them.
Another
All
one.
right.
Yeah, mate. Because the new release, it just goes. It goes to show that people do listen, because when they originally released it, it didn't have that Thunderbirds 2 pod under its belly.
That's true, yeah.
Well, the new version has.
Yeah, they knew.
Ah,
So instead of buying like a 3D printed belly, he's actually
Yeah.
bought the entire kit again.
Yeah.
But again, it's great that we're using Sean on the old VeriPay. Absolutely fantastic. So let me just, before we get into tonight's topic, I'm going to present my screen, which is that one. And I'm going to share that between us all. And hopefully we're going to be down at bottom. And club page is going to be at the top. So because I'm still single monitor, I've got two screens on.
Hey,
Yeah, but I'm going to share the screen. So Sesco and Unsworth Community Scale Model Club, for the people, the reason that I do this is because obviously we're a closed group. You can see the total number of members there. It's 79, and I did pull it last year from about 140 odd because people were genuinely coming on and saying, you know, I used to live in the area, or I don't live too far away, and I sort of, you know, when they send me a message saying, can I join? Then obviously I say, well, yeah, you can. Are you going to come to the club? It's first thing that I say. And I must have bumped 70 people off that said that they were going to come, and they never did. So starting with last night, myself, Paul Rad, Paul Pat, Marky Bridge, Trev, Leanne, Stuart, Lewis, Rue, Jean, Trev. Who have I missed? Paul Pat,
Bill, Stuart,
Cheers. Stuart said Stuart, Joyce,
Barry, Barry.
Oh, Barry. I think that's last one. We went out for a meal last night and thoroughly enjoyed.
He's turned his mic off again.
What a pillock.
Oh, you plonker, you've turned your mic off again. He's not looking.
He's not bloody listening. Well, he can't listen, I suppose.
Oi, you've turned your mic off.
Oi, pillock.
Oh, for God's sake. You can't train chimpanzees. Oh, he's here again, look.
Oh, you can teach monkeys to speak better than that.
Yes, you can.
To coin a phrase from a certain war movie.
Yes, same as we're on war films tonight. Yeah, nice one.
Oh, did you like that link? Oh, he's buggered off.
It's a good link, that. I think it looks like me and you keeping everybody entertained. Well, he's gone off. He's naffed off.
He's naffed off.
Yeah.
He's buggered off.
Oh, I hope. I just heard a bit.
Normal service viewers will be resumed shortly.
Shortly, yes.
No, yeah.
You could just hear it faintly. Best way to listen to him. Faintly.
What's the best way to listen to people? In small doses.
Doses, yeah. Has he worked it out yet?
I don't know.
What's
I've got no indication on here at all. The only way I know if he's online is obviously his camera screen will come up.
Yeah, well, his screen's still working, so we must be still broadcasting.
Oh, he's not on. It's just you and me on at the minute.
You've got to love a trier.
God loves a trier.
Yes, that's what it is. And he is trying. So, war films. What's your favourite war film, Mark?
Yeah, I would have to say I'm sort of like of the old school in regards that to me that a decent war film has to be black and white and classic and have John Mills in it. Sir John Mills.
My word, going back some, yeah.
Or Kenneth More. So Think the Bismarck, Reach for the Sky,
Reach for the Sky, yeah.
Above Us the Waves. What's that other one? I had it downloaded. I can't remember the bloody name of it now. Angels 1-5. There was another one with John Mills in it as a bomber pilot, and the field goes, the station goes to the Americans later on in the war, and he comes back as a bomber controller or something, and picks up with the romance that he left off with the bird that he left the first time.
Oh, right. I'm not sure about that one. Oh, he's back. Look, he's here.
Power
Still
cut.
can't
there
hear him. Is
Power
he?
cut.
You've had a power cut.
Yeah.
Well, you
thanks
should
for-
put some money at machine, you tight sod.
No. I know. Cheers for that. Right, just bear with me because I was just going to start and share my screen. And obviously, just as I'm like, right, here we go. And no, not happening. Power cut. So, just hang on a minute. Hang on.
We started without you anyhow.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Chip. Right, hang on, because I'm getting message after message. Oh, it's all off Lisa. It's all off your last. Right, present. Share screen. Facebook, share. That's mine. On we go. Clubs and groups. Where are we were down there? There it is. Come on, fire it up. And what we're saying, we'll start at top. I did take one photo today, and it's actually the banner. It was the banner for the live stream, and the reason that I took that photo today, and I will make it the banner. It's got Paul on it, and it's got John on it. Absolute brand new member, because two really massive distance members. So scrolling down, so that can you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
How very
Last night.
I must admit, right, I complete the joke were wasted on me because obviously, Mark, I think you know and Leanne knows, but I did not know. What it's farting a lot.
When he went to the toilet.
He went to the toilet and had a colossal dump.
Right.
He had a thumper dump and a cleared pub out.
Right, okay. Did not know that, which means that explains the sticker, caution toxic gases, on the back of his chair today.
I've never seen that.
Well, do you know what? It made its way onto my number plate on front of my freaking car.
No, it didn't. Not that one.
Human dustbin.
Was mine human dustbin?
Yeah.
That's Andy Norfolk, that. I'll kill him.
No, he done that for you.
Has he done that one for me?
Yeah, because when you was airbrushing with Dale, he put it
Yeah.
on your chair.
Right. I did not see that. I must start paying attention.
And guess what?
Oh, wait,
What's up, Cocker?
It was me and Lewis that went and put it on your number plate this morning.
Not even funny. Thanks.
You hadn't seen it behind back of your chair. I went, Lewis, but we didn't put it on his car. Right, and we didn't put it on the car itself because they were like sellotape. So I put it on his number plate. It'll either drop off or he'll find it later.
Yeah. Well, found it immediately.
Me and Lewis are buzzing each other now.
Thanks for that. Now, do we know? So, if I found one of those on my car last night.
Yeah, we all got one. I got one of them.
You got one, Trev, didn't you? Because you said, "Oh, chuffing now, somebody's been out with stickers," and I went, "No, mate, we've all had one."
I found it this morning though. I didn't see it last night at dark.
All right, tucked underneath my windscreen wiper last night. It says, "Learn to park. You accidentally park like an arsehole. Get the help you need before becoming the shit everybody hates." And it were a little card tucked under my chuffing windscreen wiper. Anyway, moving on. No idea about that one. So Lid's been in today. Getting there, he says. Let's just have a little look at that. Can I make that bigger? Can I make that full screen? What's that, Trev?
It's Super Fortress.
29.
That's the B-29 Super Fortress. One that dropped the nuclear bomb. Plane.
Atomic.
Atomic,
Look.
nuclear, hydrogen, whichever you want to call it.
It looks atomic. Very nice. Very nice.
Enola Gay.
Let's have a look at these. Let's have a look at these. So, big screen, big screen. So, that's me taking the old selfie with Paul in the background. Your last, I like that picture. And young Lewis as well. With a little bit of photo editing. What was that all about?
I don't know. Why did I just say that like that?
Look at pause for me, Paul.
There's only one thing missing off of that, and there's a song that goes with that pose. Ooby
What's
doo,
that?
I wanna be like you.
Thanks, Allah.
Thanks, Allah.
Hello.
Marky Bridge, Joycey, Old Bill, and Leanne. Lovely picture. Can you see that, Leanne?
Yeah.
Nice picture, although you are a little bit blurry on that. I wonder what's happened with my phone camera on that one. Me and our Judd, Paul and Lou and Vic. Cool beans. So we went to a place called the Bluebell Inn at Wentbridge near Pontefract. And 16 of us, I think there were, weren't there, Paul? 14, 16. And we all tucked into starters and steak and ale pies. Mark had lamb shank and Lewis had cod and chips and Paul had the gammon. Absolutely bang on. Barry joined us as well. Always nice to see. Do you know what? Do you know what he said to me today? He said, "Do you know what, Mark? This club has absolutely changed my life." How brilliant is that?
Yeah.
Changed my life. I know why. He went, I've got you, I've got club, I've got my boys club, Trev. I go out with Trev and Housey and brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Leanne there, look, we're bottling around. Can you see that one, Leanne?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the one I like. That.
That's the one you liked, isn't it? Stuart and Jeannie as well at Bridgie. And do you know what I ought to have done? I ought to have got a nice photo of your two together, I think. I missed out on there. Nice couple, like this couple here. Rue and Mr. Pat, Paul. Two superstars, love them both. They're absolutely brilliant. Our Jeannie deep in conversation. And again, she was sat there to the left, so she'll have been joint fat with Stuart and Bill and Barry. Marky Mark. Marky Mark holding up the pint. Lewis, typical teenager on the blower.
No, he was planning revenge on you lot last night with me.
Oh. Planning revenge? What for?
Well, we had to go outside last night and put all them cards on people's cars.
Right, we had to go outside, okay.
And then we had a woman watching us, seeing what we were up to. We nearly got caught.
Nearly got caught. Like school kids.
Yeah.
Bless you. Jeannie, Barry and Stuart, Bill, Joyce and Rue. Georgie, Leanne, Lewis and Marky Mark. Mark, you look really surprised there. Look rather startled.
Well, I was actually. I turned round and wasn't expecting a camera or a phone in my face.
I'm always taking pictures. You know that. Always. Trevor, Marky Mark. Now look at the size of that burglar. That would have beauty. That couldn't finish it. He's just blinked there, George. He looks like he's smacked off his tits. He didn't trust me. Yeah, he sort of like squished the top bread cake down and tried to make it into a proper burger, but
he passed me. There was two onion rings underneath that top bun, and he passed them over onto me. He says, "I don't want these. Does anybody want them?" I said, "Bang them on here."
Yeah, it's all right, tidy. There you go. Look, he squashed it down. He don't like onion rings, don't George? He don't. Why has he got a pint? What the fuck is that?
That's mine.
I was going to say
Started you.
that. That's not George.
He started-
Yeah.
he
I was
started you.
opposite the young lad.
I don't want anybody saying, "Where's George got a pint?"
Started him young, getting him in.
Getting him in. Everybody tucking in. Lovely. Ah, Paulio, what are you doing there, Paul? What did you? You had gammon, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
You had gammon. Hiya, Jim.
Good evening.
Ah, James, just come on.
This might work. If I start
Oh.
cutting out, I'll come off.
No drama. And that is, look at that, James. That is a gravy boat.
Yeah, that's you, gravy boat, sucking it through a straw. Yeah, I did see
Sucking
that.
it through a straw because I don't leave food. That's hence me
Because
really
you paid
thin
for it.
anorexic frame that I've got. You know what I mean?
The racing snake that you are, Mark.
You know what? I feel I'm like a waif and strafe. Like a waif and strafe, whatever. What? Right. So Kev's doing a bit of a bulldozer type thing.
That D9R looks nice.
Yeah.
Does look nice.
I don't know if it's a D9. I'm not sure.
I think it was by the looks of it. The cab was all armoured and whatever.
All right. Paul Pat said scrap diorama made it into. Do you know what? Look at this. Scrap diorama made it into latest Airfix magazine. I reckon they could have spelled my name correctly. Oh dear. Though it consider it's written twice on the damn thing. General pattern it is then, I suppose. And again, yeah, Airfix magazine. Go out and buy it, download it, do whatever you want. It's got that on the front, and that's showing. I think there's a bit of an article there about Paul's scrapyard diorama. We did talk about that last night and today, and we were talking about what he does with all his dioramas and scale model stuff because his stuff is that big. Bless him, his stuff is that big. We'll have a quick look at this while it's on. Why not? So I am building the Mass because James is building a Vosper and Paul's about to start one. So I've done what do they call that bit? The cockpit, James?
No, the wheelhouse.
Is it wheelhouse, sir?
That'll do.
It's wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's the wheelhouse.
It's wheelhouse. It's wheelhouse.
Thanks. So I've started on the cockpit and you can see there that I painted it with MRP paint. Okay. MRP paint. And that is I've put my little fella in there just to show a little bit of scale. That's all right. And then the last one, obviously, I've shown that as well, just for scale. And if you look there in top left-hand corner, you can see my mine. The sea mines, not sea mines. What other, Trev? Depth charge. Paul. And just start a shot there. That's the depth charges. Graham that's been in today, and I saw this last night, and I thought, oh, I've got to catch Graham, and I never did because I got so engrossed in the airbrushing. I took the airbrush down to club today. I can remember him building that last week, actually. And he
was talking to me about that. He says painting is going to be a big job. He said, if I cock that up, the whole thing's cocked up and messed up.
Very much so.
Yeah, we're building that aside, him.
Yeah, man. And it looks like he's doing a tank as well, a Type 61. Somebody's not happy. That's obviously in reflection to the face there. James, that's yours, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, that's mine. Yeah, it's just building up, ready to spray.
Yeah.
I'm doing like you, all sub assemblies.
Yeah, mate. Have you enjoyed it so far?
What, the build?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. Yeah. I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see very good.
Mark,
But yeah, the build's going along lovely.
Sorry, Mark, is yours a motor torpedo boat or is yours an ASR launch? Oh, that's frigging good. I can't see it because you're on a bloody small
We can't
screen.
see that. We're all small, Mark.
I'll tell you what it is. It's MAS 563568 with crew.
And yes, Mark, it is a motor torpedo boat.
Motor torpedo boat.
Thanks,
Thank you
Paul.
very much, Paul. At least someone understood me.
Yeah.
How do I know what I'm juffing building?
Well, normally you put it down to me accent.
No, I don't know what I'm building. I haven't got a clue. I know it goes on water.
Walter.
Same thing.
It's water in Mallorca.
It's like when
Martin.
Paul put on about I'll have whatever his breakfast order was on a balm cake. I said it's a bloody roll.
Yeah. Scuffler.
Cobb.
Martin, that's not been in today, building some kind of tiny, teeny little thing. I do not know how people do that. I really, really don't. And me rocking up with that airbrush today, trying to get people to have a go. Now, I'll tell you what, the person that they were most surprised about that was Heath. Because Heath has got the red one, the Infinity CR Plus, and he said that he could not use that full of money. But he's had a go. He's had a go with mine today, Mark, and said, "Yeah, spot on. How's that? How's that work?" And obviously, I've captioned that all the gear, and Heath's put no idea, which is pretty much about as right as it comes. All the gear, no idea. Martin's little work again, sat on top of a toilet roll. Why the toilet roll in your workshop? I'm not quite sure. Look, that's never been a kitchen towel. Or is it? No, it isn't. It's toilet roll, Paulio. Concorde there that Marky Bridge is building. That's the same one that I built. And I have had a look, actually, Mark. I looked up earlier, and I have not got any of that white tool pack left.
I know you said after you'd done it that it took the best part of a full bottle of white.
Yeah, mate.
But I have seen Dave and asked him that next time he puts an order in for MRP, where's he buggered off to now?
Yeah, right.
You still there? I have asked Dave if he could put an order in for a 2-pack white MRP. And he says it won't be for a while, but yes, I will.
Mark?
I'm here, mate.
I've got brand new bottle static fridge. So they've got the hardness.
Brand new bottles of what?
That white. I've got the
MRP 2-pack?
Yeah, I bought it last time I went to the show.
So don't you need it?
Well, I will do eventually, but I mean, you can buy them off me and I'll get some more.
Okay.
Buy them off me.
If you're sure. If you're sure.
Yeah.
Take it off the missus' way.
But I've got them, they're both static fridge, so they won't go off.
Right.
Thank you very much. I'll take you up on that, Tim. Thank you.
Yeah. When you're here next, I'll dig them out. Remind me.
Week Monday.
Happy days. So that's the Revel Concorde, and while I've been sorting my camera out to get Paul on, I've just heard your two doing a sweet little deal. So right, Mr. Bridge, why a Jaguar?
Why a Jaguar? Well, I used to work on Jaguars.
Tell the people more. What did you do? Where were you? What did you do it for? How long were you in for? Etc. Etc.
I joined up in 1990 and left in 99. I spent all of my service career at a station called RAF Coltishall, which during the war was a Battle of Britain station and had quite a few famous squadron commanders and station commanders. Most notably, Robert Stanford Tuck, Sailor Milan, OC of 242 Squadron at Coltishall was Group Captain, or at the top was Squadron Leader Douglas Bader.
Really?
Yep. That scene in the film, The Battle of Reach for the Sky, where he stumbles into the crew room or flight office, and there's all these slovenly clad pilots in a mishmash of uniform, Canadians. That was based at Coltishall.
Right. So that you got like
who else was there? If you remember the program Tomorrow's World, There was an old
Yeah.
presenter on there called Raymond Baxter.
Correct.
Yeah, that's right.
He was a Typhoon pilot on at Cultural.
Really?
Okay.
It was the first station to have the Lightnings. It was the first station to host the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, which at the time was called the Historic Flight.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
I was there on second line weapons servicing as an armourer, and I worked on everything from ejector release units, small arms, pylons, 30mm Aiden guns. I didn't do seat work, as you had to be a junior technician to do them. Oh my god. Then I went over to the bomb dump and did second line servicing stroke maintenance on £1,000 bombs, laser guided bombs, £2,000 bombs, laser guided,
Cool.
sidewinder missiles, CRV7 rocket pods, cluster bombs before they got banned.
So
Thank you,
basically,
Diana.
if anybody wants to know anything about missiles and bombs, you're the man then.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Happy days. Couple of
So
tornadoes,
Sorry,
couple
so
of
Dagger's
torpedoes.
still quite close to my heart, so
Yeah, mate. Happy birthday. So that is, I think we're just about done there because they were last times. I'm not aware the what's the date on that? April 13th. No, still going back. Still going back.
You did them earlier on that
That's-
month, didn't you?
Did I do these earlier on in month, Chev?
Yeah. 2 week back, week and a half back.
oh,
That though, that looks really cool. Happy days. So right, so that's club catch up. That's club catch up. Okay, I'm going to make us all big again. There we go. James has disappeared. Let's have a look at some of these comments while we're here. So, chit chat tonight is what I'm going to say there. So, chit chat tonight is about club, which we've done, and then we're going to share as favourite war movies. Iamark again from John that's coming today. Lovely to see you, John. I know that you've been promising to come across for a while, but you've been jetting off all over the world on your holidays. But it was great to see you today, mate. Really, really was. First meeting's free, second meeting's free, and then I'll literally start emptying your wallet for you on meeting number 3. And you can ask anybody about that. Lisa's mentioned there, hi, your husband, because I've got Paul sat at the side of me and you can see there. So I hope that you're still watching, Lise. Send us a comment if you're still watching. Turn the mic on. I think that's when I had a little bit of that. Let's have a look here. John then says, what's that? Very professional live stream. This live. Yeah, mate, do you know what? Make it up as I go along. Very much so. Then Lisa says everybody's disappeared. Yeah, that's because I had a power cut involving a plug in my foot under the table, it turns out.
Big-footed camel.
What's John saying here? Did you mess the depth charges up? Now, the man to answer that is Trev. Why have I singled you out? Why have I singled you out to answer that question?
Because the colour pattern you use on your depth charges is usually what they do on the test pieces or training facilities.
Which I already knew.
Yeah.
Which is why my boat is a training boat.
Ah, well, that's why they're painted that way then, isn't it?
There you go then. Yeah. Thank you very much. So, John, I hope that answers your question. In real life terms, yeah, Mark messed up because on the front of the mast, there's a massive big red and white stripe sort of thing going off, and I did want something to contrast that at the back, Trev, which is why I did. Yeah, I did, mate. But I do like the way that they've turned out. To be honest, I really, really do. So that wraps up club. Reason that we're here tonight, the reason that I've asked you guys to come on, is to talk about war films.
Yes.
It's a bit off. It's a bit off the Beeston track. If you, what we want is we want comments. That's what we want, because you guys might come up with comments on war films that we've never heard of. Now, I challenge you, right, to come up with some titles that, well, that I might not have heard of, but Trev's literally watched every movie since movies began. And I don't think that you'll catch Trev out. So we're not compiling a top 10, or is it going to turn into a top 10?
It'll probably turn out that way.
It'll probably turn out that way. Right. Well, do you know what? Then you start and you argue with number one, and you spend 50 minutes arguing what the best war film ever made is, and everybody's got a different opinion, so you're never going to win.
True.
Making your own personal choice is going to be hard, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Making your own personal choice, yeah, because mine literally could fluctuate, you know, from sort of session to session.
But
So
I was going to say though as well, in terms of a modelling subject, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like say for instance, obviously you got Battle of Britain, so you got your Spitfires and your your Spitfires, Hurricanes, and your Messerschmitts and your Stukas and your Heinkel's.
okay,
You know,
Battle of Britain. Is the Battle of Britain in the top 10, Trev?
Well, on my scale, it's a very good film, but it gets a bit ponderous.
Film.
It's a bit ponderous in places. Is Battle of Britain, in my opinion.
Yeah, but in most films, you'll have a certain segment that is totally off subject or irrelevant.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah, there was this. I mean, it's a good film and it's well represented, but there's portions it's a bit ponderous.
Actual modelling subjects, something that you might have built.
Modelling subjects related to war films.
Modelling wise, yeah, there's quite a lot of interest in place.
F-14s.
Top Gun, F-14s, Hornets.
Yes.
Anybody elaborate on war films with modelling subjects?
Can anybody elaborate on films with modelling subjects?
Battle of the Bulge.
Battle of the Bulge?
Yeah.
No, you can't use Battle of the Bulge with regards modelling subjects, because the tanks that they used were wrong.
That's it. That's what I'm going to say. The actual vehicles were all wrong.
That's fair enough, Mr. Bridge.
Right. Okay.
But
Cool.
I was just saying that as an example.
No, that's fine, mate. That's fine.
Right. Okay. But right. Saving Private Ryan, says James.
I was nearly an extra on that bloody film, apart from the MOD squashed it.
How's that? What do you mean?
Well, that came out while I was in service.
Really?
Yeah. And before that came into production, before they even started rolling the film, throughout the MOD, the Army, Navy, Air Force, they put I can't speak about the Army or Navy what they called it, but we had a weekly pamphlet come out called SROs, Station Routine Orders, and at the very last page of that was sort of like your AGM agenda, and the last part is any other business.
Yeah.
And it said extras are required for a major production. It didn't say what. It didn't say it was a Hollywood production. It didn't say who was in it, who was starring.
So you put your name down.
So they just needed extras, and it was for the opening sequences, the D-Day landings. Now the film was those particular shots of the D-Day landings were filmed in Ireland.
That's right.
And they asked, as I say, throughout the MOD, because obviously they wanted people with military experience, firearms experience, can handle a weapon, can take orders, that sort of thing. Even though they're going to be in the background, they'll just, you tell them to do something, they'll do it.
Yeah.
But eventually the MOD quashed it. They said, no, whoever applied it's scrapped. So they had to employ, because they were going to ask the MOD for it, and they wouldn't have to. I think it was something to do with the get out clause, that they wouldn't have to pay us the fee for being an extra.
All right, okay.
So the MOD squashed it, although they did allow certain other films.
What about this one? What about this one on your screen?
Bring up the piano.
A Bridge Too Far from Dave Taylor.
Good film. Good
Good
film.
film. Good
A lot of
film.
stars of the day in it. Well choreographed. Good action scenes.
Top 10.
And shot on location. Yes, because I'd say it was relatively accurate.
Yeah, I would say it was. I would say it's in
In
top 10,
terms of
definitely.
subject matter, modelling subject matter, there was a scene where they're coming down a sort of a country road and there's 3 typhoons go over, or tempests, or with these Spitfires, or there was some
I think
sort
they
of
were
bird comes screaming down the country
Was it-
lane, and they're all marching.
I've never seen it.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, classic.
I can remember the scene with the guy, the little Dutch boy with the push bike, and the Spitfire goes over him and waggles his wings.
Yeah, that's the iconic scene. Is that when the spit?
All right. Is it? So is that one I've got to watch then? A Bridge
Yes.
Too Far.
Yeah, watch it. It's a lot of. It's
Right.
no star cast. There's Michael Caine in it. There's a
Jordan
lot.
Have you
Collins.
got it, Trev?
Yeah, it's a good film. You need to watch it, definitely.
Right. I'm going to write these down. So Bridge Too Far.
I don't think I've got it on DVD. No.
I can
Right,
get me
okay.
on.
What about this one that's on screen? Kelly's Heroes.
Yeah,
My favourite number 1.
Really?
Yeah, I love it. I think in terms of,
Funny as hell.
it's not a historic film in terms of what happened in the war, but in terms of just content and the characters, they're
Yeah,
my
comedy.
favourites.
Is that the one-
Oddball's my favorite.
Is that the one with
Moriarty.
Donald
Yeah.
Sutherland?
Yeah.
Donald
Donald
Sutherland.
Sutherland
Trev.
as Oddball.
Oddball.
He's a hippie tank commander, and he plays a part fantastic. Not historically accurate, but just a fantastic ensemble of cast and the way they portray themselves. Yeah, brilliant.
Paul?
Telly Savalas, Kelly.
After you got your Sherman and against your Tiger.
Sherman
Yeah.
against the Tiger.
And the thing is, the Tiger tank that's in the film isn't actually a Tiger; it's a T-34 mocked up. So it's
Right,
not quite
okay.
historically accurate, but it looks a good facsimile of it.
Right.
So that's a similar down to Battle of Britain as well, Trevor. The Messerschmitt 109s in Battle of Britain film were not 109s. They were,
No, they
No,
were
they were
Spanish
Boujons.
Boujons. Yeah, the Spanish Boujons that was used.
well, yeah, Spanish, yeah, that's right, mate, yeah.
Okay.
Still under license apparently in real life.
Cool. Covered. What's James says? Apocalypse Now, Huey,
Vietnam.
1D and PBR. What's that?
Yeah, Tibber, the little,
That's when.
The PBR is the riverboat.
Right. A top 10?
I don't know because I've never seen it. I admit I hold my hands up. I've never seen
It's,
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now.
It's a long, gritty film.
long
It's
film.
yeah, it's a long, gritty film. It's very, very good. It gives you a flavour what the poor guys were up against at the time.
Yeah.
You know, you'd know defining enemies when you looked at somebody. You couldn't say that was a German or because they all looked the same, and it was just what flag they put up. So they walked through villages, and then lo and behold, they were all waving at him and welcoming him in, and they were putting mines behind him and blowing him up and everything. So and just shooting him outright. So very, very difficult times for them. Yeah.
House is in the house. So Dave House. Dave, I've actually sent you the link to join. If you want to click on that. But in the
Hellcats of the
meantime, it says
Pacific.
Hellcats of the Pacific.
Again,
Never heard
of
of
the
it.
era. No, it was of the era.
Involved Hellcats.
We're assuming it involves Hellcats
Yes, it is.
in the Pacific.
Yeah, it's the naval campaigns in the Pacific against the Japanese.
Now then, this one's got to tickle your taste buds. Trevor, you ready for this one?
Go on.
Top 10.
Yes, Downbusters, although very dated by today's standards, but of the day, yeah. Quite a
Yeah,
technically
and
good
absolutely
film.
ruined since they cut out the certain dog's name.
Yes,
Is that the one? Is that the one with Barnes Wallace where
Yeah.
they keep taking him into office and they're like, it's not working, and he's you've got to give me time.
Yeah, that's the one.
I have seen that, and do you know what? Top 10, yeah, top 10.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Mark, you know, they actually removed the actual memorial of Nigger, you know.
No, they haven't removed the memorial. They've refaced it and they've put a new inscription on it, so it doesn't mention the dog's name.
Right.
Okay, that's just
That's eroding his history. I am against that.
Times
Yeah, I
Regardless
am.
of the society.
Times
It's
we live in.
removing our
John,
history.
John that's been over today, John Christmas,
Bridge over the River Kwai, another good
Bridge
film.
over the River Kwai.
Yeah, shows the brutalization of his soldiers under the Japanese regime. Very
No
Yeah.
good.
subject matter in it though, so just like, but a good film.
A good film, yeah. Yeah, it tells you what the Japanese did to him.
Yeah, so as an aside, any subject matter, you know.
Okay. David says best film ever, Kelly's Heroes.
There's
Argue with
another
that.
one you see. There you go. It's a firm favourite.
Paul says, "Oh, we don't know about that."
It's just a bit of a romp in it. It's not, you know, it's just a bit of a romp. It's not really a war film.
It's not a subject matter.
No.
It's got your Shermans and Tigers, isn't it?
Dave again, P47, Mighty Jug in Kelly's Heroes
There we
2.
go. Yeah, there you go.
There's a 2.
No, TOO in Kelly's Heroes as well. In Kelly's Heroes
right.
as well.
I don't think it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that.
It wasn't,
as far
it was
as
a
I was concerned,
Yugoslav.
the only aerobatic or not airborne sequence there was on that was when they was hiding in the wood and the two aircraft came in and bombed them. And I think they were A6 Texans, the old Harvards.
Yeah, they were
Right.
Yugoslavian training planes they used, the Yugoslavian trainers. Everything was shot in Yugoslavia because they had ample American equipment knocking about.
That's right.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it.
Right, bear with me a second here because let me just have a look. I have actually gone onto YouTube and I've typed in. Why is that bloke stood there? It's Clint Eastwood facing up against the tank.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's probably talking to Oddball in tank saying, why ain't you attacking German
German
tanks?
German tank commander.
Yeah.
He's probably saying to Oddball, here, go and do a swap for that leather greatcoat with that Kraut flipping tank commander.
Yeah.
Swap your Colt
I only
45
drive
for
these
that
things.
Luger he's got.
Right, okay. Right, so, Chara, can't say out on that. I've no idea what this means, James. You'll have to elaborate on that one, mate.
Woof, woof.
Woof, woof.
What's that? Is that
That's
Kelly's
the other
Heroes?
dog impersonation.
Kelly's Heroes.
Watch Kelly's Heroes, you'll crack it, no worries.
Right, okay. James again, what's that?
3 hours.
3 hours?
Never heard of it. What's in it?
Apocalypse Now.
3 hours.
Oh, right.
Apocalypse Now?
Is that a film? Actually, a film called 3 hours?
Well, it's either that or a certain film's runtime that's already been mentioned.
Is it 3 hours long? We don't
need
know.
To, you need to clarify that. I'm not sure about that. Das Boot,
Das
another
Boot.
film.
Brilliant. Yes, good recommendation, Alfie. Das Boot, absolutely brilliant. Gives an
Yeah,
absolute
it's a very good film.
brilliant
Series, actually.
perspective from the other side, especially the Kriegsmarine.
Never seen it, Trev.
Oh, flipping brilliant.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
it
I've
shows
got it
the
on
Japanese
DVD.
perspective.
If you want to borrow it, I've got it on DVD.
I would, Mark, if I'd got a DVD player.
Yeah. It's very claustrophobic. You get a real sense of being trapped in a
Yeah.
tin can, being bombed, and all the all the crap that you have to put up with while they're in there. It's very,
Yeah.
very good. And the psychological aspect of it all as well. Very psychological, what it does to them.
If you're saying Das Boot, then you've got to say Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide, that's another good
That
one.
wasn't really a
Oh,
war film,
Hunter
was it?
is
It was more suspense than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. More the tension in the tube.
I'll tell you my favourite bit on. I will tell you my favourite bit on Crimson Tide when it's all kicking off and Gene Hackman throws. Is it a fire drill switch? And says you've got to be able to be ready in literally any situation to deal with anything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how shit the day is.
If you're going to
You've got
suggest, excuse me, if you're going to suggest Crimson Tide, then you got to come up with and say The Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Now, I
Yeah.
absolutely love that film.
The only problem I got with Red October was I thought the ending was a bit weak when it was the chef. It was the chef, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I thought I
Yes.
thought the ending were weak.
The sabotage on board.
Yeah, the saboteur. Yeah. What
Yeah.
about this one then from James? Midway.
Which one? The older
Yeah.
one, Toro, the new one.
The
you've
original, yes. The updated version a couple of years ago, forget it.
It's
Really?
a bit of artistic license in the newer version.
Okay.
Effects are good. The effects are very good, but the
Now then, Paul's just brought up one that we, it's all over. Trev, you'll love this one because the amount of. If I just said the film that had the monumental amount of mistakes in it, quite recent.
U571.
No.
That's a pile of crap as well.
Something to do with Japanese and Yanks.
Masters of the Air.
No.
The Pacific.
No.
The
big one.
The
big one.
Pearl Harbor.
Correct.
Oh, Pearl Harbor. Oh God, yeah, that's full of.
That was too much of a love story there, that wasn't it?
Pearl
Yeah,
Harbor got more historical inaccuracies in it.
Yes,
than
it has. Yeah, but even the
Ante.
planes weren't correct for them. But anyhow, yeah,
Tora then, innit?
Tora.
yeah. Again, that is a good film. That is a good film.
Okay.
Here's one point. I tell you what, I'm gonna rattle this one off now as my favourite. This is possibly my number one. No subject matter, modelling subject matter involved, and the subtitles involved. Has anybody seen Downfall?
Downfall.
Yes.
That's the
Hitler in his bunker.
You what, Mark?
The one about Hitler in his bunker.
Yeah, mate.
Oh no, I'm thinking of
I've
something
seen
else.
that one.
Absolutely stunning, mate.
Really?
I think I've seen that one.
Downfall.
With all due respect, guys, you've probably seen the clips on Facebook or whatever of Hitler perusing over his map. We've got a weekend on the piss planned, and it's in Blackpool, and all his general staff saying "fucking Blackpool." It's that.
Yes,
that's the film.
Yeah.
But if I may interject to this one, rather than seeing the comments at the bottom from John, "We Were Soldiers." What a cracking film!
That's another good film. Yeah, very gritty. Very gritty.
Very gritty, very accurate.
Michael J. Fox, Trev.
As what?
In We Were Soldiers.
No, these two guys are looking at you like, what's that about? Who's in it?
Mel Gibson.
Right, yeah,
Top 10?
No.
A bloody good watch, though.
Good film, but not. No.
Not top 10.
No.
David says, really? I always thought it was a P-47. Never knew.
No.
That's in relation to
Kelly's Heroes.
Kelly's Heroes and the Mighty Jug.
Okay.
No,
It was radial engine, but that was the only similarity.
Okay. We've got an outsider here commenting. Are you ready?
What?
Lisa Radcliffe says Deer Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's heavy going, that.
Absolutely stunning film.
Stunning.
Never seen that one either.
You're not, Mark.
PTSD and
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
What's that about, Trev?
It's about a soldier from, I think it's Vietnam. He comes back home and having to, the reality of going back to real world and civilization, and he has PTSD and
all right.
It's a shock to his system, and he keeps getting flashbacks to when he was, in the war. His wheelchair, I think he's wheelchair bound, if I remember right. It's been a few years since I've last seen it.
Okay. James says, Apocalypse Now is 3 hours long.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's a long film. Letters from Iwo Jima, again, both them two films were very good. Yeah, they're great.
That's one of them is John Wayne, isn't it? There's Letters from Iwo Jima, which is like the Japanese perspective.
From the Japanese, the one's from the Japanese point of view, and one's from the American.
What's everybody's thoughts then on
The Longest Day.
Good film. Good
Yeah,
film.
good
All
film,
star
yeah,
cast.
yeah.
Well produced in its day. It looks dated by today's standards, but well
Yeah,
produced.
it ain't no Saving Private Ryan, like, is it?
No.
Obviously.
Well, no.
I mean, to be honest, I think to be more fairer is to do by each sort of, each decade, because some of these films in the day were absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
Although by modern standards they do look dated, and you can pull them apart. I mean, Saving Private Ryan and Fury, sonically and technicality wise, they're probably the best two films, modern films,
Fury is
in terms of watching. They are very, very good.
Right.
In terms
But
of special effects, the sonic sound quality. But when you go back and look at what each film of those eras were and what they were achieving with the technology of the times, then The Longest Day, yes, a very, very good film. Because to assemble the kind of people together, the all-star cast again, but the amount of people and soldiers, the extras, the equipment, everything to get that together to make that film is a logistics. It's a massive logistics. And even The Bridge Too Far again was, the Bridge Too Far
Yeah.
was a big logistical nightmare for the film producers. So in technical terms and the era, there were big films and everybody flocked to see them.
Mm.
So if you took them by each decade and said that was the film of that decade, that was, then you'd be a bit fairer to which was the best and which is the worst.
right, okay. I'm surprised that nobody's mentioned 1917.
That is another good. I've watched that recently. That is a good
Yeah.
film. Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
Good film.
okay. What about top 10?
It's not often you see a film about the First World War. I know the
First World
subject
War,
matter
yeah.
was the subject
Yeah.
matter was probably, could have been true, could have been fictitious. I've heard no reports about the factuality of that kind of mission, so to speak. But just to see it from the First World War side of things, yeah, very, very, very gritty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, okay. Nobody's mentioned, let me just have a look here. Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, that's another good film.
No, not thin.
Yeah, it's a good film. Hello. Go on, back you go.
But
Hacksaw
again, and I know it wasn't a film, but it's one of the best things on World War II I've ever seen in my life, and I will rate this till the day I die. And that was Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great series.
Well,
Yeah.
an outstanding series.
You go, stop being a nuisance.
Yeah. Okay. What?
There you go, man.
Right. What about? Right. Nobody's mentioned. In fact, let me go back to comments. Right. So comments. So Aussie says.
Heroes of Telemark. That's a good one. That's an old one.
Yeah.
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 That's one from Aussie. Dave says. He's agreeing there. Greatest. What's that? Great film. Longest Day.
Yes, it is a fantastic film. Obviously,
And that's backed up by James. Okay.
Yeah.
David again coming back. Great, thick and fast with comments. Love it, David. Keep them coming, love. David Taylor says Dunkirk was not bad.
Yes, Dunkirk was a good.
Yeah.
Okay.
The original one, yeah.
Last week or so.
Yeah, cool. No to the comments. Good evening, Andrew. Hope you well. Andy Hart up down at club today. Warhorse. Now is that Brad Pitt?
Man.
Is that Brad Pitt?
No.
Who's that?
There is. It's not
I'm
Brad
thinking of something else.
Absolutely stunning film.
Stunning film. Andrew, if you want to elaborate what that is for us, so we can chat about that. John says,
Based on a true story.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
Which one?
Which one, John? Which one?
The original or the remake? The remake was good.
The remake is very good, especially if you watch it in German. It's very, very good.
Okay. And Lisa says Fury is brilliant.
Yes, I agree with that.
That's because she loves
I was on about earlier extras, and that the MOD allowed some.
Yeah.
Fury is one of those that was allowed because a friend of mine who was on 15 was an extra in Fury.
Right. Okay. John says the original, and that's all. I'm guessing that's all Quiet on the Western Front. The original one. We happy with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Top 10.
I mean, the remake was a good. The remake is just as good. I mean,
Really?
I watched the remake and it's just as good. I mean, the translation's a bit poor. If you watch it in German and subtitles, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
You mentioned some of the classic original films, like, and myself personally, I probably only watched them maybe once. Whereas the more modern films, I've probably done it maybe 2 or 3 times. For instance, Fury, I probably watched that maybe 3 or 4 times. Platoon, watched it millions of times. You know?
Yeah. That's why I said
it's sort of black and white films, not so much.
Yeah. Well, that's why
When
I
Mark
say
had-
it's not fair on the older films when you're putting the newer films up against it.
Yeah.
You're best
It's
to
like
go in by each generation.
when Mark had the power cut, Trev and I
Yes.
were chatting off, and we was,
Greyhound.
my
Another
point
good
of
film.
view was that to me, a decent war film had to be. I mean, I'm quite old school on this. It had to be black and white, have Kenneth More or Sir John Mills in it, like Sink the Bismarck, Above Us the Waves, Angels, stuff like Angels 1-5,
Even
In Which We Serve,
was a black and white.
all that kind of thing.
Okay. Housey says,
You got to mention Schindler's List.
in fact, I'm going to go back up one because I missed that
Go
one.
back.
Oh,
Greyhound.
Andy Hartup says Greyhound. Never
Yeah.
heard of it.
It's a
yeah,
fantastic
that's fine,
film. It's very good. It is about the Americans escorting the supply ships being hounded by the German submarines. In terms of suspense, realism, it is very, very good film. But
Tom
again,
Hanks,
it's a modern film.
Tom Hanks.
Sonically, it's brilliant. Cinematography is fantastic. It's another Tom Hanks film. Tom Hanks plays a part brilliantly. I mean,
Okay.
he really does surpass himself in them kind of films. I mean, he did the other one. He's really good at that role.
Yeah.
Could I chuck another film? I've just thought it. It's just come into my head. Can I chuck it into the mix?
Yeah.
Go on.
It's called The Beast of War.
Beast of War.
is that an African-based one, Mark?
No, it's based on a Russian tank crew in Afghanistan in the late 70s, early 80s.
All right, okay.
It's flipping brilliant.
I'm just going to I'm going to pause the comments there on the guys who are watching. And I've got 2 screens open. Top 25 greatest war movies of all time, the ultimate list. And just coming in at number 1 is, whether we agree or not, right? This is obviously a poll by Gallup, I'm guessing. Can you remember back in day when every poll was by Gallup? Number 1, Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, good film.
Okay.
Very, very good. Yeah.
Number 2, right? And nobody's mentioned it, but it is in the comments, and this is why I've paused the comments for the moment. Schindler's List.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's Schindler's List is not really a war film. It's more the social aspects of what Germany did to Jews.
Yeah.
It's not. I wouldn't
It's the
class
fact
that as
it's
a war
war
film.
because it's set in the war, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Obviously,
It's don't detracting from it. It's a good film, but I wouldn't class that as a war film.
In
Or
at number
survivors
3,
film.
and nobody's mentioned it yet, I don't think.
Eagles Day.
No. Bridge over the River Kwai.
yeah, somebody mentioned
Yeah,
It
we
was
mentioned
mentioned
that earlier
that.
on. Yeah, we
Yeah, it
mentioned
was
that.
mentioned,
earlier on.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now then, this is so. Trev, you were talking earlier, right, about old ones versus new ones, because at number 4, nobody's definitely mentioned this one, and that is Lawrence of Arabia.
Awesome film.
Now,
Cinematography is out of this world on that. It's one of the most expansive films you'll watch. It really suckers you into the deserts. It is a cracking film. Yes, Lawrence of Arabia is a fantastic film.
1962. Back to
Yeah.
the comments. Do you know what?
Peter
Peter
Tull plays a fantastic role in it. Peter Tull absolutely shines in that role.
Cool. Peter O'Toole. This is a much better live stream. The comments are coming in thick and fast. David Taylor there saying, I love Sink the Bismarck. Never seen War Horse, so we'll get on to that. That's
Yeah.
that's great, that David. That's brilliant.
I recommend that, David. Definitely. If you like Sink the Bismarck, you need to watch it. Yeah, you need
In
to
at
watch
number 5 on your 25 greatest war movies of all time, Private Ryan. We have mentioned that one.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I mean, it's really funny. I know that my mum and dad never watch my live streams. In fact, they don't watch me full stop. But my mum's got this thing about my mum's got this thing about Private Ryan that she says, and she does say it every time he's on. When he comes up and he says, I think it's he's either right at the beginning when he's in the graveyard, or he's right at the end, and he says, "Earn this. You've got to earn this." And my mum always says the same, Trev. She always says, "The selfish bastard." Selfish bastard. She always says that. I don't know why. In at number 6, a 1987 film, one of my favourites, Full Metal Jacket, top 10.
Yes, good film.
Yeah.
Really good film. Shot
Very
in
much
London,
so.
but very, very good film.
I can remember, actually, I'll tell you why 1987 resonates in my head. It's because I was in the 6th form at school. We went to Paris for our trip, and it was literally on every single bus stop, cinema.
Yeah.
That's how I can remember the year that I went there.
All filmed in the UK, and the scenes at the end where they're fighting in the old city was the old London Docklands before they
Yes, it
redeveloped
was.
it.
All right, cool. In at number 7, a 1970 hit, Patton.
Patton, Ral,
Patton.
yes. Bit heavy going, but yes, a good film.
Okay. It's in at number 7, mate.
Rod Steiger, I think it was, that played the part.
Uh,
One of his good roles.
A World War II phase of the career of the controversial American General George S. Patton. And back to the comments, James says 633 Squadron.
Yes.
Moses.
Old classic.
Not sure what's happened to your camera there, Trev, but I can see skin.
That's all right. I'm trying to
Oh,
get
it's the
some
hand.
power.
It's the hand. It's the hand.
We've got no power, so I'm just trying to get
Okay. Let's just go back to comments again. Andrew Hartup says Zulu.
That chap,
another
that
classic.
big.
The classic.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Classic. Is it a classic?
Yes, it is. Fantastic film.
Top 10?
Not my cup of tea, but yeah.
Not for Paul.
Probably not by today's standards, no.
Okay, well, we'll see if it comes in the top 25. Back over to the 25 then. We're counting down. And we're at number 9, a 1981 film. We've mentioned it, Das Boot.
Yeah.
Yes, good film.
Definitely.
Okay. And don't forget, I'm up to number 9, and this is the all-time 25. So, and at number 10, I've never even heard of it. So we'll go back to comments because House has thrown one in. Cold It's.
Wow. Yeah, again. But it's not a war film, is it? It's more survival again. It's like Schindler's List, isn't it?
Okay.
It's set in wartime, but again, it's more of an escaping from the prisons, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like Escape to Victory or The Great Escape.
Yeah.
Paul says for that one, well, there's conflict involved. Called it conflict.
There's war in the background.
Yes,
Same
there
with
is.
war in the background as Schindler's List.
But it's. I mean, you could say Von Ryan's Express is a war film, but again, it's mainly the escapees, isn't it? I mean, it is set in the war.
Fictional and stuff, but
Yeah.
David says ice cold in Alex. Brilliant.
Very
Digging
good.
up some old ones.
Yeah, very good film.
Yeah.
I probably haven't watched it all the way through, but I know of it.
Back to the Gallup top 25 in at number
Iconic
10.
scene when they're in the bar with the beers in front of them.
Yes.
Right. Number 10, the 1957 smash. Rating 8.4. Trev, Paths of Glory.
Oh, no. I
After
didn't like
a failed
that.
attack on a German position, a general orders 3 soldiers chosen at random, court-martialed for cowardice, and their commanding officer must defend them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's more of a legal thing. I mean, Doc, there is some war scenes in it because they have to do the cowardice bit, but not on my list. No.
Jeff Angus, good evening, Jeff. Thanks for joining us. Great with Enemy at the Gate.
Yeah, good
that-
Russian film. Sniper.
Yeah, I'd
Russian
forgotten about
sniper.
that one. Good call, Jeff.
Yeah, good film.
Ed Harris.
Yeah.
Ed Harris.
As a German
Yes.
sniper, yeah.
Yeah.
German sniper.
Jude Law. Yeah, Jude Law. Ed Harris for me is just God. He's right up there. I love it. You sort of like start to respect him. I mean, his work's great, but Trev, you got me into it. The Abyss.
The Abyss, fantastic film.
But
Very good film.
story. Back to the Gallup Top 25, a 1990 film. Not happy with that. Number 11, Braveheart.
Mm,
Never seen
I don't
it.
think. Does it fit into the category we're really talking about, Braveheart?
Not really, but it's got
It's not.
8.3
That's
rated.
more of a
It's in there.
historic.
So,
Isn't it? It's an historic.
May I say, Mark, what was the title of the poll?
Well, it's actually. I'll scroll back up to the top. I've gone. It's the and Trev knows this. The IMDb top 25 greatest war movies of all
War
time.
movies.
Open brackets, the ultimate list.
See, that's
so it
war
didn't-
movies, not World War.
Didn't stipulate any particular kind of era, did it? So, yeah, I suppose
Okay.
you could include that, but
Let's go back to number 11 then. The Great Escape from 1963.
Great film, but set in the wartime. But is it a war film?
Well, it
Which
says
is what we're
Allied
trying to-
prisoners of war planned for several hundreds of their numbers to escape from a German camp during World War II.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's factual in that respect, but
Yeah, but it's not a war film. Again,
No.
it's a survivors film.
Okay, James says Full Metal Jacket and in Torquay, Trev.
In Torquay and in Torquay. I don't know about that, but yeah, Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, very, very good.
Okay.
I
Andrew
think what
Archer-
you're making on that one is where the training scenes are on Full Metal
Oh, I
Jacket,
see,
and
yeah,
the
it was
island
shot in
was set
Torquay.
in Torquay.
Yeah. Well, it would, like you said, it was the major scenes were shot in the Docklands, wasn't it? But yeah, I did think there was some of the scenes you only saw. Okay.
Andy, they look at 18 minutes past 9. Not quite following it, mate. Not a film, but set in the water. Hello.
Cracking
I can't say
series.
as it's only once.
Listen very
Uh,
carefully.
I know, Mash, yeah. Back to the list. Number 13, a 2002 film, The Pianist.
No.
No.
Arty. No.
No, we're all saying no.
No.
Not
It's a
by a
very
long shot.
arty, it's thought provoking, but it's not a war film. No.
It's very much romance based.
Is it romance based?
It's romance and like an individual's overcoming because I think the pianist was once she blind or something autistic or something. I only ever watched it once and it didn't do anything for me. So no. I
Right,
could
cool.
be wrong on
Moving
that,
on.
but could be wrong.
Back to comments. Where have we got to? We've got to this one, Trev.
Black Hawk Down, a cracking film. Great. Modern film.
Didn't appeal to me at all.
Yeah.
Didn't appeal to me, Mark.
No, I enjoyed it.
I've tried watching it about 5 or 6 times and I keep falling asleep. But
Do you?
If I may track back though, I think we missed a comment from I think we missed a comment from Dave earlier, who said Empire of the Sun.
Yeah.
And I agree with what Trev said saying about like Schindler's List, and it's a kind of survival movie. Thank you,
Yes, it
Dave.
is.
You can pop it up again.
Yeah, Empire of the Sun is a survivalist.
But it was based on the Indo-Chinese Japanese conflict just
Indeed.
before.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but yeah, a very, very good film on that.
All right. Back to the chart at number 14, a 2006 film, Letters from Iwo Jima.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
and we've had
That's a
that.
good film.
Comments from Mrs. Radcliffe, seen Warhorse on stage, read the book, amazing, and watched the film twice, and cried, Paul.
Yeah.
Probably didn't cry at the film. Probably cried at Paul. Back
We
to
haven't seen the film on Warhorse, but we went to the Albert Hall for the Festival of Remembrance, Leanne and I, in 2014, and it did a sort of like a skit on the stage, so to speak, and yeah, very good, but hasn't inspired me to see the film or anything.
Mark, you got to watch the film.
You're gonna watch the film, says Paul.
I mean, the central role is the horse, and the horse, you know, it carries this film for you.
Yeah.
But the horse sort of is the focal point for the atrocities and everything else that's going on around it. So, I mean, there is war. It's in the middle of it, you know. But it's obviously
House is throwing his two-penny in.
Desert Rats. Good. But it's an old film, is that? It's quite an old film, is Desert Rats.
Can't recall it. In at number 15 on the chart, All Quiet on the Western Front.
In front, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that we was on about, yeah. That is a war film, and it's, I mean, Platoon again.
I found one that was better than that one, in my eyes anyway, and that was Cross of Iron.
Cross of Iron.
I've just watched that recently, actually. Cross of Iron. It's been on Amazon, I think, recently.
Yeah, with Ernest Borgnine in it.
That's right, yeah.
That was a very, very good film.
Back to the chart, number 16. We're closing in on the top 25. The time is now, real time,
What's
21.
the theme tune to Pop Pickers? Pick of the Pops.
We are wrapping this up.
16, Pop Pickers.
Bang on 10 o'clock tonight because I've got a massive car journey to make. So in at number 16, we're rattling through them. Trev, I think one of yours, The Deer Hunter.
The Deer Hunter. Yes. Yeah, it is a good film.
And Mark is celebrating that. Why is that, Mark?
We've just gone top of the league again.
All right, okay.
Yeah, Deer Hunter's a good film, but again, it's not a war film as such. No, I'm not. It's a good film. It is a good film, but not in my league. No, not as war films.
Okay. Andrew says Valkyrie 2008. Is that Tom Cruise?
I think it is. Yeah, isn't that where the Germans, the bombing of Hitler? I think it is, isn't it? It's the
assassination attempt on Hitler.
Yeah.
Valkyrie, yeah, the Tom Cruise one.
Yeah.
But he takes the part. He takes the part of Klaus von Stauffenberg, who planted the bomb in the Wolf's Lair in Poland to try and assassinate Hitler to gain control and hopefully end the war. Unfortunately, it didn't bloody work.
Okay.
Airstrike.
Jeff says Airstrike with Bruce Willis. Never seen that. Never heard of it. Never heard of that, Jeff, mate. Have you heard of that, Trev?
That's a very I have heard it. I've not seen it. I've come across it on this, but I've not actually sat down and watched that one. So, I mean, with Bruce Willis in, you think it'd be not bad, but I'm not sure about that one.
In at number 17, nobody's mentioned it. Inglourious Bastards.
Glorious Bastards again. Well, it's a war film. That one definitely.
And you know what? I'm same as you with that, Paul. I've tried to watch that 2 or 3 times and can't get into it.
When I tend to watch a film,
Oh yeah.
That's the film extending me to sleep because it's that boring.
Okay. One of my favourites in that number 18, a 1967 during World War II, a rebellious US Army major is assigned to a dozen convicted murderers
Dirty Dozen.
to train and lead them into a mass assassination mission of German officers. You're quite right, it's the Dirty Dozen. One of my little favourites there. James says Warhorse parts were filmed around Dartmoor, which is my neck of the woods.
All right.
Okay. In at number 19. What? From Here to Eternity?
No.
Forget that.
No. That one
Moving on. Andrew
was-
says seeing as Braveheart is in that list, how about 300?
Well, yeah,
Unless
that's
it's-
a film.
Okay, yeah, we're going with
Yeah.
that then. Yeah. Back to that, nobody's mentioned this one. In at number 20, 1953 film. Let's have it, Trev. After 2 Americans are killed while escaping from a German POW camp in World War II,
17.
the barracks black marketeer J.J. Sefton is suspected of being an informer.
Well, you got me on that one. I don't know. 1957.
17.
Stalag 17.
Stalag 30. Ah, right.
Yeah, I saw it first 16, but I got bored after them. Right. Back to comments. John says top of the league. But all right, forget that. Didn't know that. James says part 109 was about JFK. Great film.
PT 109.
PT 109.
109, yeah.
Okay. In at number
Was it
22.
JFK or was it his brother Robert? I can't remember.
I don't know.
No, it was JFK. Yeah, I think it was JFK. Yeah, JFK saved on a pivot.
All right. No, Dan corrected. I thought it was his brother. I do apologise.
Your last again, Paul. Proper chipping in here. Read the book. It's miles better than the film. War Horse.
Lisa,
she likes
most
Warhorse.
books are better than films because obviously the book can go into so much more detail.
Yeah.
And use your own imagination better. as well.
Exactly.
In at number 22. 1962 film, The Events of D-Day, told on a grand scale from both the Allied and German points of view, Trev.
That's
Longest
the longest day. It's the
Longest
longest day.
day.
that.
Longest day. In at number 23, a 1998 film, adaptation of James Jones' autobiographical 1962 novel, focusing on the conflict of the Guadalcanal. Guadalcanal. Yeah. Sean Penn, Nick Nolte, Thin Red Line.
Yes, fantastic film. That's one you should see. It's a very good film. It is. It's underrated. It's one of them films that seems to go under the radar that people don't hold up in high regard. But actually, they've extended it. They've found some of the cut film and restored it and put it back in again, and it makes it very complete. Again, it runs on for 2.5 hours, but it is a very, very good film. There's some really good actors in it as well.
Okay. It must be good. That's why it's in at number 23. 24, Hacksaw Ridge.
There we go. We mentioned that earlier.
We have. And then the last one, and I can't believe that my all-time favourite film has not been listed. What?
Eagles Dare.
No. Eagles Dare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not even in top 25. Number 25 is a 2008 film called I'm not going to tell you. It's during the Iraq War. A sergeant recently assigned to an army bomb squad is put at odds with his squad mates due to his maverick ways of handling his work. Starring Jeremy Renner, Anthony Mackie, Brian Geraghty, Guy Pearce. No, see, Jared hasn't been brought up either.
Oh, bloody hell.
It's called The
Hurt
Hurt Locker. It's called The Hurt Locker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
One from Dave there. What's that say?
American Sniper.
Merrill's Marauders.
Sniper, yeah. American.
But
I know it's
also-
not a war film, but it's
Yeah.
setting the conflict, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's setting the
I'm surprised
conflict.
someone like Hamburger Hill didn't make it either.
Yeah.
There's thousands if you think about it. Like,
Well, that list was brought from the IMDb.
IMDb.
Thank you. But I have clicked onto another one from Esquire that says it's the 31 best films ever made. Is it gonna? Are we gonna list them? Is it gonna list me? The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp, 1943.
That's an
Culloden, 1964. Dar Five Bloods, 2000. No, that's not right, is it? This is no. I don't know, mate.
When something off the rain.
No, I'm not happy with that. What the bloody
Another
hell's that?
another film, another smoking quiet film that's under the radar, which I've just watched recently on Amazon. It's called The Siege of Jagdeville, and it's set in South Africa, and it's the Irish platoon who are left high and dry by the United Nations, and they managed to keep off the whole entire tribes and survive it. But it was kept quiet because they didn't want to advertise the fact that they got into trouble. But it's a
Right,
very
okay.
good film, and the back's against the wall, and not one Irishman were killed. Keep a look at it
go
on
on.
Amazon.
Go on.
Trev, can you remember a film from a while ago, the Rise and Fall of Idi Amin?
Yes. Yeah.
I remember
Showed the atrocity.
I think I must have been like about maybe 8 years of age or something like that. And I'm going back a while.
Yeah.
You don't seem to see it anymore. I don't know what I've said for it.
Well, there's a lot of atrocities in that film. I mean, I think it's a bit heavy going. It is a bit of an heavy going film.
I can distinctly remember them beating each other with 3v2s with nails in the end of them.
Yeah, with mats and stuff, and electrocuting them as well. They electrocuted them on the mats, didn't they?
But it
It
wasn't Forrest Whitaker, was it?
I can't remember.
Forrest Whitaker beat Idi Amin recently. Well, I'll say recently, the last 5-10 years. But the Idi Amin one of those is going back.
I mean, there were another one around that. Was it the Killing Fields? That was another one, wasn't it?
Killing Fields, yeah.
That
was another one.
I think you're thinking of The Last King of Scotland.
Was it that? Was it called under that title? It might have been.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was the Idi Amin. But yeah, the actual film title was The Rise and Fall of Idi Amin. That was quite brutal from what I remember.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking about Africa conflicts and stuff.
I mean,
Dr. Strangelove.
That nobody has mentioned, but the actual original wartime one was factual, obviously, because it was filmed at the time. And also, it gave that personal involvement as well. And that was the original William Wyler recording of the Memphis Belle.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was a documentary more thing, wasn't it? It was a
well, it concentrated on their final mission.
Yeah.
So compared to the
Guns of Navarone.
Yeah, you see, those again were good films of the era. You know, action packed.
1999 film, Three Kings.
Yeah.
George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, Ice Cube.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I'll say it there.
Yep, that fits the category. Good film.
Just after the end of the Gulf War, 4 American soldiers decide to steal a cache of Saddam Hussein's hidden something. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Spartacus, Great Escape, Glory, No Man's Land, Wings, The Last of the Mohicans, The Killing Fields, Dunkirk, Land of Mine, Zero Dark 30.
Oh yeah, that's
Stop me when you get one that's
Zero
familiar.
Dark 30, mate. Yeah, with the,
Yeah, it's a good film.
Not Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden.
The Tuskegee Airmen.
Downfall has actually come up at number 45.
Absolutely brilliant. I thought it that.
If nobody's seen the Tuskegee Airmen, I can thoroughly recommend that one as a good watch.
Yeah.
Is Rambo's not a war movie, is it? No.
Well, it's set in Vietnam. I think it's Vietnam, isn't it? But it's not really.
Well, it's all like
It's
the
like
aftermath
Commando,
of
isn't it?
Vietnam.
What about
It's like,
Good Morning Vietnam? Good Morning Vietnam?
Again, not war as such, was it? It was more. Again,
no, but it was based on a person, really, wasn't it?
yeah,
The
it's a
Jack.
true story. Yeah, it was a true story, definitely. But
Yes.
again, it wasn't. It was the radio station, wasn't it? And the effect he had on the morale of the troops.
Was
21, Trev.
Go on.
Back 21.
What?
Back 21.
Back 21. Yes, that's another one of the more obscure films.
Okay. Just looking through. Let's go back to comments. Andrew's obviously had a beer or two tonight. Star Wars.
Hey, why not? It's a war film. Set in
Andy
space.
Arto, lad that sat with ginger hair at the end of our table. Hurt Locker.
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier on, didn't we? Hurt Locker. Yeah. No, it was a big film of its day. Was that Hurt Locker?
Dave said that if Braveheart's in that list, then what about Gladiator? Laugh
Yeah,
out loud.
again, Gladiator was a good series.
No, Dave Taylor. James says 1917. We've already had that one.
I've mentioned that one, yeah.
And then comes in with All Quiet on the Western Front, and I do believe that we've had that
We
one.
mentioned that, both the old and new one.
What about this classic?
Top Gun. Yeah. I mean, not starting on this scenario, but just fun in it.
Yeah, Top
It's a
Gun.
popcorn. It's a popcorn.
I think,
film.
yeah, but Top Gun.
It's got a good subject matter because of
The Tomcats, but I think people of a certain age, my age really, 50, our age, 50-ish, but what were there when Top Gun came out, and so it were almost like the most gay movie ever. The lights were really bright then, or what it be. What's this one?
Yeah.
James says Tears of the
Tears
Sun.
of the Sun. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier on, didn't we? That was the Japanese.
Can I just mention on the throwback to the last comment of Top Gun. Top Gun is the only Hollywood film that is actually taught on the RAF Armourers course, just for the inaccuracies with the weapons.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's one for you, Trev. Final Countdown.
Final Countdown. Oh God, my what if scenario?
What's that?
Basically,
It's for the aircraft carrier Enterprise goes back to Pearl Harbor.
just before Pearl
No.
Harbor.
Just before Pearl Harbor, they have
Has the opportunity.
No.
Yeah, good film, but not really accurate. No.
Outstanding.
The aerial scenes with the Top Gun, with the modern jets, with the Zeros were quite interesting. And they
What,
happened in real
Killing
life. No, what about the
All right, okay. James admits yes, he's been silly now by recommending Indiana Jones. Not a war film.
set in
No,
wartime, but it's not really a war film.
Paul says, Andy, that's dreadful. And then the last comment that we've had so far,
Red
Red
Tails.
Tails.
Yeah.
Red Tail. Yeah, that's about the Tuskegee Airmen.
He's building one.
He's
Yeah.
building one.
Yeah.
Bill.
That's after me pointing like this conversation was like, what inspires you with like an actual model kit that's involved in.
Yeah, that's where we started, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Red Tails fits that category spot on, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Memphis Belle, obviously. I mean,
Yeah. Again, Memphis
Memphis
Belle.
Belle, yeah.
Dan Buster's Lancaster.
Yeah. Well, there's none more. That were another list. Who were that list? That were by Rotten Tomatoes. That didn't look really cool either. Entertainment Weekly, they said that their greatest movies of all time. Isn't it funny how people just change? Because they've got the 1946 film, The Best Years of Our Lives, as number one.
No.
Never heard of it.
No.
Bridge over River Kwai at number 2. Casablanca at number 3.
No, that's not
Gee,
No, it's not a war film.
no,
It's not
no.
it's not our category. It's not our category we're working to. Sorry, no, it's not.
No, Come and See, 1985. Never seen it. Das Boot's there. Downfall's there. The Downfall one, Mark, what you mentioned, I think that's the one. Trev, I think that's the one that I want to see. Downfall recounts the final days of Adolf Hitler and his entourage in their fatalistic bunker in Saar as the Soviets closed in on Berlin. Dunkirk, Great Escape, only famous for one scene. The Imitation Game,
The,
Jojo Rabbit.
oh, Jojo Rabbit, absolutely. Funny.
It's definitely a
Yeah.
bold choice for a director to portray Adolf Hitler as a playful, imaginary friend of a 10-year-old Nazi boy. Jesus Christ.
But it's funny as hell.
Similar one.
It's funny, but it's
Trev,
not out.
the-
It doesn't fit out. Doesn't
Trev?
fit out. Okay. What?
The boy in the striped pajamas, that ring a bell?
Boy in striped pajamas, that's one.
Yeah,
of
again, that's another one. Yeah,
Here's
that's,
one that
that's
nobody's
one of them
mentioned. It's out this
thought-provoking
year.
films.
Out right now. It's not war film, but Oppenheimer.
Yeah, again,
It's not in our
it's not.
category, is it?
No, it's not our. I mean, it's a good film. I've just recently watched it. Again, sonically very good. Modern photography, fantastic. Great cast, but it's not a war film.
I like the way you said sonically, it nearly blew his windows out.
It did.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever felt house shit completely in its foundations.
Does it? I've not seen it yet, Trevor. Does it show any atomic bombs going off?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Of
what nearly
course.
blew his windows out.
That's what nearly blew the house up.
When Sky recently said, oh yeah, we're showing Amazon, we're showing Oppenheimer, we're showing Oppenheimer. So they've done a three-part documentary before they actually
Yeah.
released the film on Sky, and it was like that was quite interesting as well.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I watched that. Yeah.
Was it three? I
Deeply
think it was three
disturbing.
parts. But that, from what I remember, it was quite graphic.
Yeah. He became quite a disturbed man after the event. He realised what he'd unleashed on the world, and it did play on him, which is bound to do. I mean, any sane man's going to have sort of thoughts about what he's done.
I've become death, a destroyer of worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a great analogy. It's a fantastic analogy.
Yeah.
Very poignant.
Guns and Navarone.
A great film, you know.
For its time.
Not historically accurate, but it's still a great film.
Okay. Master and Commander.
Yeah.
That's a naval one, isn't it?
That's a label, yeah. Master and Set it all back in, is it 1600?
Something like that, yeah.
It's galleons, but again, it's what's his
Russell
name?
Crowe, wasn't it?
Russell Crowe.
Yeah,
that's
Dog
it.
Soldiers, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Dog Soldiers.
The werewolf film on it.
I think so.
Yeah, it's
There it is,
Gladiators on Sea.
Where Eagles Day, 1968.
Broadsword calling Danny Boy.
Yeah, Broadsword.
Yeah. Schaefer, yeah. I actually had I did the Dual 52. I built that, and
That crashed in 1918, Mark. I don't know if I told you or not.
The Eagle has landed.
Yeah.
Wild
Yeah,
Geese.
Wild Geese, yeah, that's another good city. Yeah, Roger Moore, Richard Burton, another good film. Quite enjoyed that one.
Wasn't Michael Caine in that as well, Trev?
Yes, Michael Caine. Again, great actors of the day.
Michael Caine wasn't in Wild Geese.
Oh yeah, I like that. What's that one there, man?
Who Dares Wins.
Yeah, that's if. I don't know. Again, I don't know if you class it as a war film, but that was a good film. You know,
Tropic Thunder.
I know.
I think it was the SAS raid in
No,
on
that
the
one.
Libyan
Oh no! What it?
Libyan embassy.
No,
Yeah,
this is a different one. This is from that. Oh no! Number 10. Who Dares Wins, the final option.
Oh, I don't know that then.
In Sharp. Oh yeah, Lewis. It's not a war film.
No, it's not. It's a
It's
kidnapping
that's in
story.
my top 10 as well. Yeah.
It's Greenpeace, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Anti-bomb
Yeah,
demonstrators.
that's
or
in my
something.
top 10. Love that.
What's that recently?
So one day you haven't got Doctor Strangelove in this list,
It was in.
Before, wasn't it?
but it's not. Well, it is a war film, but it's a bit tongue in cheek, isn't it?
Very.
It was in. But we can't decide between us, obviously, because, like I said, we've all got us. I'm going to close that now. We've all got our own opinions. Just going back to comments because it's 10 to. I'm going to start thinking about wrapping up. So what's that? Tarbrook.
Tobruk. Yeah, another good classic. A good classic.
This one.
The Somme.
The
Oh
Somme.
my word! Yeah, that's an older film. Yeah.
From 2005, says Andy.
I mean, there's another old. Is it Gallipoli? That was another good First World War film, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a couple. As has been said, Somme, Passchendaele.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, Passchendaele would have.
Another one, a good World War One based one that I've seen that I downloaded recently, which absolutely tickled me because I love Michael Palin, and it was called The Wipers Times. And that was absolutely funny as.
The what times, Mark?
There was a town in Belgium on the Western Front called Ypres, Ypres, but it was pronounced Wipers. And and to improve the morale, all the troops, all the army privates in the trenches made up their own whatever scraps of paper they had. They did sort of like fake news headings and fake stories and comical stuff just to they'd pass it around their mates and it'd get spread on. And it was called the Wipers Times. And they actually they actually started to produce it to improve morale on the front.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely funny as hell.
Yeah. Yeah. It poked fun at everything, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It had its poignant moments, very much so, due to obviously the times that it was. But what they did and what they came up with was absolutely hilarious.
Sometimes they told the truth better than the commanders were telling them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right, gentlemen. Unfortunately, 10 to
You're
10.
nearly there.
But I am there. I've got to take Paul home tonight, Trev.
Yeah.
So I am going to wrap it up. It's been one of the best live streams that I've had with all the comments and obviously being able to look at the screens, the different screens, and get everything up and running and see what everybody else said. So I'm going to knock it off because I've got a long drive ahead. I want to say thanks to I'll go through my co-presenters first. Mark, thank you very much for joining me this evening, sir. Appreciate all your hard work and efforts. And I shall catch you next time. That's Marky Mark. Marky Mark has gone. And then Trev, thank you very much for your insight onto all the movies today.
You're welcome.
Thank you for seeing to me with that down at Club Today. Give me a shout when that's ready and I'll pop in.
Yeah, I'll give you a text when it's ready.
Cheers, old love. Thank you very much. Kick the guest off you go. And that leaves our Paul. I've got Paul on the big screen there. Paul's just had the weekend with us, but it is now coming up to 10 o'clock and I have got to make the journey across the 62 to drop him back at there, lasses. So, Lisa, if you're still watching it, we're going to load the car up and in the next 5 or 10 minutes, we're going to get off. And I think our journey is about an hour and 15 minutes. She says she's just leaving. Okie dokie. So with that, I'm going to change my camera. Where are my settings? And my camera. Which is what I always do. And I'm going to say thank you to, I'm up there. Thank you to everybody that's watched and everybody that's commented this evening. It's been absolutely fantastic. I've loved it. It started on Friday with Paul's surprise visit, dropping in on Bill, and then me getting a text saying, Paul's here, because he wanted to come down to club. If you've not watched the club vlog from this morning, it'll be the video that's underneath this one. Watch that first and then follow on with this one. And then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Thanks to everybody that's come to club today. 28 boys and girls down at Sesco and Emsworth Community Scale Model Club today. Not all building, but everybody enjoying it. And Jean's cake as well. A great cake of cheese. Forgot all about that. So thank you to everybody that's come. And thank you to everybody that's watched. Our next video get ready for this one. This is going to be epic. Our next video is in 2 weeks' time. It's on the 4th of May, which falls on a Saturday, and it's the club's annual 24-hour build. Not obviously filming the entire 24, but I do believe that the centre has got Wi-Fi, so I'll be hooking on it and randomly going live on live stream on Saturday, the 4th of May, right through Saturday night into Sunday morning, right through until possibly 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. It depends if we can stay awake. There's no theme this year that we're concentrating on, but what I will party with is this. The reason that we're doing our 24-hour build this year, we always do it for the charity. This year's charity is called Candlelighters. Candlelighters are a company based in Leeds that help and assist with the young uns and the parents and the grandparents of kids that have got cancer. And I can't think of a worse thing to have at such a young age. We're talking about kids. We know one. His granddad's part of our club, and we're trying to raise a few quid to enable that outfit to be able to say, you know, if you want a day out, we'll give you a day out. If you want this, we'll give you that. Candlelighters in Leeds, that's where they're based, and we're trying to raise a couple of £100 for them. There is a Just Giving page up. If I can, don't know if I can or not. Don't know if I've got the technology in my brain to put the link on here. If I haven't got it on here, I'll put it onto my Facebook page, and I will also put it onto the club's Facebook page. And any donation is very, very welcome. Okay, Just Giving, and it's Candlelighters. Just look for my mug, and you'll see where I am. Okay, I'm pretty sure that you can search for it. So until the 24-hour build, what else am I on with? I'm on with the mass boat at the moment. I am doing all the little bits and bats. So I've done the gun and the depth chargers. Davey House has done some of the photo etch today. I've done the office, and I've done the crew as well. I'm just waiting to sort of like get onto the actual ship itself, which is down there, and get cracked on with that. So hopefully I can get that knocked off pretty soon. We're going to leave it there. Thanks to everybody that's watched. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your effort. Stay safe, everybody. Take care, and I will see you next time. Paul?
Good evening, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night. Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams. Catch you later. Cheers.